I'm going to be going them to my granddaughter's grave for Christmas.
A very emotional day in court today as the family of 7-month-old Nyree Green faced the driver who struck and killed her this summer. DeAndre Turner pleaded guilty to criminally negligent homicide and was sentenced today to 1.5 to 3 years in prison. News 4's Jen Shantz was in court for this. Jen.
Well, Jackie, Turner was driving high on pot when he struck 3 pedestrians on Moselle Street. Green's family held up photos of her in court as they expressed the pain of no longer being able to hold her in person.
We feel that justice was not served for Nyree. Justice was not served for Shannon. Justice was not served for Brittany.
7-month-old Nyree Green was killed in June when DeAndre Turner struck her, her mother, and her aunt while they were walking on Moselle Street. Turner, who was high at the time, was reaching for a pen in his car. Monday, Justice Penny Wolfgang sentenced him to 1.5 to 3 years in prison.
I apologize to the family. I hope one day they can forgive me.
The victim's family hoped Turner would receive the maximum of 2 to 4 years. Green's aunt and mother expressed in court how Turner's mistake changed their lives forever. Both were injured that night. Acting Erie County District Attorney Michael FLAHERTY noted Turner cooperated with law enforcement and the court starting the night of June 19th.
Mr. Turner has been contrite and remorseful from the beginning.
That wasn't enough to the surviving victims or Green's grandmother.
He ruined our family life for a pen that he so-called was bending down for. He ruined our family life for what?
Even if Mr. Turner had gotten life in prison, that's not going to bring Nyree back. And there's nothing we could ever do. Their hearts are heavy, and we grieve with them.
As Green's family prepares to celebrate Christmas without their little girl, FLAHERTY says this tragedy should serve as a reminder of how dangerous impaired driving can be.
A little bit can be too much, and that's what happened here.
Again, Turner pleaded guilty to criminally negligent homicide. That's a Class E felony for which he was sentenced today. Ultimately, though, his time behind bars will be determined by a parole board after that initial 1.5 years. Live in the studio, Jen Shantz, News 4 at 6.